that look dumb? Are you just saying that to placate me? I can't even see it though.
Welcome back to FU. I'm Zach.
And this is Thomas.
We're two flamingly unfiltered queers who've known each other for over 10 years.
We tend to laugh through the trauma and the drama.
So join us while we discuss all things queer, recent pop culture events, and whatever else we want.
Bow! No more dabbing, he says.
No more dabbing.
What? Not even on... That's how I got my broken nose. I dabbed so hard.
Dabbed yourself. Fuck yeah.
Welcome back.
Hello, everyone.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
This is our normal attire.
Yeah. That's what I wear to work.
For Halloween, we decided to demask and peel back the layers.
Peel back.
And this is what we've got.
Literally peel back the layers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm punched in the face.
Ow.
I'm punched in the face by Mon.
I was like, how did he break his nose? He smashed it on the desk.
Yeah.
Yep. Thomas is Paimon from Hereditary.
Hail Paimon!
Hail Paimon! Should I be naked like in the
Yeah.
TV show?
Yep. I wish I had more time and I would have had like the golden crown
Oh yeah.
that he's like standing in. That
Mhm.
was super cool. But
Yeah. I think people would stop watching the podcast if I came out naked. I'm one of your cult followers.
I also think that it probably would just get taken down by YouTube.
Probably.
Yeah. So let's keep the clothes on. Let's not take the costumes that seriously.
And I'm supposed to be kind of Tate from American Horror Story.
Kind of Tate. You are Tate.
Or Rico Jeunesse, R.I.P.
Oh, true.
Yeah. That's where they got the idea from anyway.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. R.I.P. So sad.
Yeah, I feel like whenever you do a skull face like that, it's always an homage.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Because like Lady Gaga did like that mask, and it was an homage to him.
Yeah. And well, he was in the music video.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
You know.
Not an homage, but they work together.
Yeah. So this is our Halloween episode.
But yeah,
and
I'm Paimon from Hereditary, if you haven't seen it.
Please watch it.
It's kind of a niche costume, but I saw it on TikTok and I'm like, that's actually kind of cool and really simple.
And it's easy, and look at your eyes. They look amazing.
Yeah, my eyes actually look bruised.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
Yep.
And in the monitor too. The only difference is that like your eye would be bruised too, I think.
Oh, he did have a blood.
Yeah.
Popped a blood vessel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which actually, no, my right, get a close in, my right blood vessel has been popped. And it's been driving me crazy.
Should we pour some of that fake blood in your eye?
Oh my god, no.
I feel like unless you're like a professional makeup artist, you have to get like professional shit put in your eye.
Yeah.
You know, like when they put like when I put contacts in my eye when I was the Mad Hatter, I'm like, that took forever and it hurt.
I forgot about that.
And my eyes were watering and I couldn't even see people for like an hour. I was just like blinking like crazy. So I'm like, and that was just me doing it at home. And that's just a contact. So if you're putting chemicals in your eyes, that's not good.
I forgot that you did that, and like how brave of you, because I have never gotten a contact in my eye.
Yeah.
Oh, colorful. Yeah. Like they asked, if I wanted contacts and I got glasses or whatever, I'm like, no. And I just know it won't work.
And that's us today. We're raw dogging our notes with glasses.
That's true. I was like, shoot, I'm not wearing my glasses. My eyes are going to be really dry. They're already so dry.
I know. I
hate when you put like
my left eye.
It's literally a drop of makeup on your eyeballs. Dries them up like the Sahara Desert. Let's ask ChatGPT.
Thomas's new obsession is ChatGPT. It's actually very interesting and very cool. We're pro AI here. But yeah, I put the eyeshadow on my lips, and they're
sorry. I'm asking. She's loading. ChatGPT on my iPad because we're filming with my phone. I realized this last minute. And I don't think it's gonna work.
Uh-oh. Anywho,
Anywho,
what were we gonna ask it again? Oh, why it dries out.
yeah.
Our
You
eyeball.
add like one little fleck of makeup and your eyeballs just like, oh my god, get so dry. And then of course your nose runs too.
I know, my ear's itching, and I think it's my sinuses because I'm inhaling black eyeshadow.
ChatGPT is dead. So
We'll never know.
I did utilize. Oh wait, we should introduce somebody brand new to the building.
Hot off the presses.
Hot off the freaking.
Hot off the cotton ball.
The real dog distribution system.
This is Penny.
Penelope. Look at her.
The sleepy baby. Hot off the cloud.
Look at her. Penelope Francis Herrington.
Yep. Penelope Francis, or we could do Francois.
No, it was Francis.
I know. Yep.
Francois.
Francois. She just got her hair did specifically for the episode.
Right.
She smells delicious. She just got her feet done.
And we totally intended on adopting a new puppy. Just kidding, not at all. My sister-in-law, Amber, found her on the side of the road.
Yeah. This precious, sweet little blue.
And it's been 3 weeks and nobody has claimed her. It's so sad.
Anybody is missing a dog? Too bad.
No, you're not.
No. She is perfect.
We're going to dye her blue and...
She's in the witness protection program as we
look at
speak.
that.
She's such a good baby. She's so cute.
She is so sweet.
But the breath.
The breath needs to be fixed.
Atrocious.
She needs a teeth cleaning ASAP.
Look at her. She doesn't care about anything.
No, she really is empty head. She doesn't care as long as somebody's holding her, and I think that's so cute.
She...
And it was just so sad because she was all by herself on a dirt road, so I wonder how long she was there.
I did some research and...
Yeah, ChatGPT.
ChatGPT in for the win again. Little dogs like this can only go 1 day without water. What was it? 3 days without food, and then they can only walk 5 miles. And then I went the extra step, and I found Amber's address, and I like triangulated a 5-mile radius, and I'm like, that's a long ways for a little baby to walk. So I'm like, I don't think she was out there a super long time.
It couldn't have been.
But
like she could have, yeah, she could have found water and drank some water, but
ditch water and ate a mouse or something.
No, I don't know how she would eat a mouse. She had tar all over her. I don't know what it was. Tar is my best guess.
Yeah,
because she probably was walking on. Well, the tar wouldn't be hot. It's not. Well, it was like 80 one of those days.
Right. The like the patches, like those like sticky tar patches, maybe.
Yeah.
Or like maybe they
just redid it, and it's like one of those. Yeah.
But like I said, very unintentional new impulse situation.
Yeah, and she was looking haggardly, especially when we first saw her. Amber gave her a bath. We gave her a bath.
Yeah.
And then we got her to get her hair because she was like matted and curly. So we got her floofed up and trimmed. And
her belly was shaved and her feet got shaved. And she's trimmed, the best snuggler.
She's the best snuggler.
She's our new little...
She's seriously the sweetest. I think it's the sweetest dog I've ever experienced.
Probably. Absolutely.
Like sweetest as in like the temperament is so like happy-go-lucky / I just want to sit in your lap.
Yep, that's all she needs.
And literally, look at her. She would sit there all day.
100%. And she sleeps well. She sleeps with us. She's like a bag of rocks. Like it's like sleeping with.
You literally, because Zach works from home, so she's kind of bonding a little bit more to her or to him. But I think after a while, it's going to be like equal. You know, she's just going to latch on to the one that's always there. It's just nature.
And probably because I've already given her 700 names. Like beans.
But yeah, for bed, she just like, you just pull her up and tuck her in and she's out for the whole night.
I've literally been tucking her in to bed every evening.
Yeah.
So.
And like sleeps better than our dogs. Even.
Yes.
Our dogs spin and spin and spin and
yeah.
They get up and you move them a little bit and they get freaking pissed. Beans last night, I was like about to freaking freak out because I'm like, all you have to do is get up
Scoot down.
and scoot 1 inch.
Yeah.
And he like wouldn't do it.
No,
I had to like freaking lift him. And I'm like, oh, and then he gets mad at me. And I'm like, what?
it's your fault. Yeah. It's your fault he's in the way.
Yeah.
I think Reggie is not doing the greatest with her, but
You can see Reggie in the shot. That's hilarious. He's right there. Where's Waldo style? He is a little jealous. It's okay.
I think he's jealous.
He's just adjusting.
I think Beans is in love with her. Reggie wasn't doing it to be mean. He was excited, bouncing around the yard, chasing squirrels and playing with his toy and stuff like that. And you know how like sometimes he like lunges at Alice, and he's doing it to play. Beans did not like that at all. He like cut him off and like growled at him.
Yeah.
And protected her. So in my opinion, I think Beans is in love.
I think, yeah, a disposition like Penelope has is like suited for all dog breeds because it's like she is submissive, but she's also like,
No.
That's what it is. She's submissive. So I've never seen any three of them fight at all.
Yeah, and she got into their food the other day. Like they were both eating at the same time.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, she got up in there where their mouths were, and I was like panicking, thinking, I know they wouldn't bite her or like they would just growl and
you just never know,
cause a scene, and it's scary, and I don't ever want her to be scared.
Mm-hmm. I don't think she gets scared.
I don't know. No,
like nothing.
I dropped a spoon. I think.
Yeah, you dropped stuff. She does not jump. She doesn't have any triggers. Like you can't touch her butt. You can't.
And
she has nothing. No triggers. Nothing.
Yep. We took her to the groomer, and they cleaned her feet and all that stuff. And the groomer said that she probably has had a couple litters.
Yeah.
Because her vagina was a little messy. So, like, which is like not great to say, but like, what am I?
Loose.
Yeah, she said she was loose.
Loosey goosey.
That's not nice. I'm like, that sucks.
Yeah, so our theory is that she was like bred.
Yeah, she was a breeder puppy, a breeder dog, and maybe
and they just dumped her.
Yeah, but
and I talked to ChatGPT, and ChatGPT said that the probability that the owners are looking for her is extremely slim at this point.
Yeah,
because Amber left the information with like everybody.
Yeah, and
like all the vets, all the pounds and stuff.
And she's not like Beans is a mutt, so like not saying he's less than, but it's like whatever, same with Reggie. He's like not a what's the word, a purebred.
Yeah,
she's it's not Maori poodle.
Yeah,
that's what she is. So she's like a purebred poodle. So I'm like, that's not like a $2 dog. So
yeah, she's as purebred as, I mean, I think she's 100%.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
but she looks that anyways.
That's what the groomer said as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like but she's gonna live for the rest of her life with us.
Yes.
After we said no more pets, no more dogs. We're like,
but this is rescuing.
No more dogs ever again. But then we're like,
when it comes to seeking out dogs,
yeah,
this one's a rescue, and we would have had to bring her to the pound. I'm sorry, but no,
right?
Because she was the sweetest dog in the world.
Mm-hmm.
It was like impossible to not bring her in.
Yeah, she's the only downfall that I think with her is, so like Alice is silent, but if you get close to her, she's like, like she can skulk around the house. Penny skulks around the house and says nothing.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh fuck, I almost stepped on her. This little cotton ball on the floor.
Yeah.
And I almost step on her because she doesn't say anything. She's growled once when they got by the macaroni and cheese.
But yeah, now we have a new dog.
Yay.
We have 3, so don't tell the city of St. Cloud because we only have 2.
We're gonna go to jail.
I looked up that rule again. Yeah, and it doesn't say what the penalty is.
I think
it says it's illegal.
I think it was
okay, arrest me.
I think it's just for breeding purposes, and Beans and Reggie are fixed, so, or just like, I think it's also like the deterioration of the home. So like, if we have 20 dogs, it's gonna wreck the house, which will then lose a home in St. Cloud because of the property value and shit like that. Because if it's like a dumpy house full of dog shit or bred dogs, it brings the neighborhood property down.
Well, I think it's trying to keep the overall population down.
Yeah.
Public safety, health, and community well-being. Nuisance abatement laws, which aim to prevent issues like excessive noise, property damage, and unsanitary conditions. I understand the unsanitary conditions portion because, trust me, I've been in a house that has too many houses, or
too many houses,
like
too many pets
in
a house. Yeah,
like there was this one. My brother used to clean out condemned houses because of hoarding and shit. Like they had too many pets. I get that angle.
But see, you can have one dog. That's like I think I sent you that picture. It was a few years ago. Somebody, they're like big apartment buildings, and they faced each other. The balconies faced each other, and then in the middle there was like the sidewalk or like a courtyard or whatever. Well, in the winter they had a big dog, and they let it poop on their patio, their second-story patio, and you could see
that is so
poop, like as the winter goes along. Poop. Thomas, poop.
Oh my god. Funny, I should bring that up.
Penny poop.
Thomas, poop.
But yeah, so it's like you can see that there's like a little layer of the deck, and then a little layer of snow, and then it's just like a layer of poop.
Where was this again?
In St. Cloud.
Where? Like what?
I don't know. It was.
I know. I remember you saying this before.
So it's like
I just forgot
2 feet
like,
of dog shit, and it's just on this little patio, and it's like that's one dog, and they're not taking care of it. So it's like
that is so true. I think it is just a general guideline, but also like Penny could be a cat.
Yeah, nobody would ever know she's here until they watch.
And a vet's not going to restrict like because we already have Reggie and Beans. They're not going to be like we can't,
But then also like I'm sure
they want your money too.
I'm sure there's plenty of houses with 6 dogs in it.
And for sure.
And they don't do anything.
I just think you can't like obviously we can't get Penny registered, which really just means that like if she bites anybody, it's gonna be an issue, which she's not gonna bite anybody.
Yeah.
And then she just can't go to the dog park.
Yeah.
And so it's then, like whatever.
Yeah, we're not dirty people and they don't bark. Well, I mean
excessively. Right. Adding Penny, if anything, it's these two. Okay.
Yeah, I think
adding Penny did nothing to this household.
Yeah, I think people will call the police on us over Reggie over anybody. And now Reggie has middle child syndrome already.
He definitely does. I think it's like a part of his breed too, where he like is trying to like herd her in a sense. Like he's trying to like corral her.
Right.
Because he does that to me sometimes. Like if I'm sitting making something, he'll slam into me and try to like corral me.
Oh yeah, he does that to me all the time.
So I think it's just like a breed disposition thing.
Yeah.
And he's gonna get over it.
He'll get over it.
It's so funny because you can see him in the shot and every once in a while he looks back.
Yeah. So
he knows we're talking about
typically, Thomas and I laying in bed together, Bean sleeps this way like an H, and then Reggie will sleep up by me and by our head start there, and then he sees Penny and he's like turns around.
Yeah.
Like a
sulks.
Throwing a tantrum.
And then throws his back to us and
sleeps in between Thomas's legs versus up by me, and it's like
they always end up by the legs anyways, so it's like it's gonna be fine.
I know. Yeah. This is ridiculous.
I have some comments.
Comment corner.
Okay, so this was on episode 29, Taking a Break, a comment from Sarah. We were talking about our favorite dinosaurs, and Sarah goes, Triceratops is the best dinosaur. Ceratops.
Oh, yeah.
That's the
one with the horn right
3
here,
horns.
and then the 3 horns. Yeah. What's a cartoon with that in it?
Land Before Time.
Land Before Time.
Duck? No, not Ducky. Yeah.
Ducky's the one that looks like a duck.
Yeah.
I don't remember their names. We can't watch that because it'll make me cry.
I know the grandparents. And then Andrea commented in response to, I feel like less of an asshole now. He was afraid of hurting his mom and how she was going to feel for being a quitter.
Mm-hmm.
He knew it would disappoint me so much he was scared to let me down, but he knew he had enough of it. It was definitely a huge eye-opener for being first-time teenager mom and the last thing I'd expect from him. I'm happy that I allowed him to drop out. I feel no regret or money wasted as long as my son feels comfortable and happy. as far as his dad goes, let's just say he's still looking for him running on the course. I
I suppose
love that.
so. I think it is a good thing because it does open up that dialogue to have that type of conversation. Be like, okay, instead of lying to me, please just be honest with me about anything. You know,
Right.
like if you're having problems with this class, or if you're having problems with a bully,
That's so
or if
true.
you absolutely hate track and field, like just say it. You know, just be honest.
Yeah, that's so true. Like
Versus like
it
lying and
it
sneaking around.
harbors honesty versus
Yep.
secrets. That is so true.
Yeah.
So
That is a
thanks
good
for
way to
writing
look at
in.
it. What a win.
Win win win.
Yeah.
And who cares in 5 years? 1 year it's all gonna be forgotten
Right.
about. You know what I mean? Like
Next year he'll be in a dance class and he'll love it, you know, or
right.
something like that. Should I tell everyone about my morning?
Oh my god, that was so funny.
Y'all. I had to
Y'all.
I had to call 911 this morning.
Okay, I have a bone to pick with you because you texted me that.
I
That's
kind of did.
not funny.
I know.
That's not funny.
I know.
Zach texts me. I had to call 911.
I was like, but
Who
I
the fuck
said
does
I
that?
think I said it funnily
No,
though.
you didn't. I just had to call 911.
I'm gonna go back.
I literally, like,
I was texting. I was gonna text you that, and then
I knew it wasn't super serious because obviously you wouldn't be texting me.
right. Where am
But
I?
how about let's say I just had to call 911 and here's the reason why.
I know. I was gonna
In
text.
one text message.
I was gonna text you. It was 11 minutes, but that's also because I was talking to 911 people.
11 minutes.
It was between me texting you and then you texting me why. So that is my fault.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is kind of shitty. I
Yes.
didn't
Thank you. It was shitty.
but I had to call 911 because Reggie was growling at the top of the stairs, and it's like whatever. He growls at everything. He growls at people walking by, squirrels, rabbits. But then he was kept doing it, kept doing it, kept doing it, and I was like, they had to have walked by now if it was a dog or something. And so, and I was on break conveniently, and so I walk up there and I look, and there's this person in our driveway, and she's got a black coat on, and I could see it's a female. She's got a black coat on, hot pink hair, and a backpack, and she's just standing there. And there's a bus stop right by our house, so I was thinking maybe she just wants to not be in the middle of the road because it's a really kind of awkward spot for a bus stop. And so like whatever. Again, I don't care. People can stand wherever they want. But then she starts digging in our compost pile. I'm like, this is weird. Like, why is she digging in our compost bag? And it's full of dog poop. So I'm like, that's disgusting. Same thing. I'm like, whatever. If she's stealing seeds, because and then there was a bundle of brush next to it as well that was just tied up, and it had hollyhocks in there, and there were seeds on it. And so I was like, again, whatever, steal the seeds. And um, but then she was like looking around like this, and so I was like, something weird is going on. And so then I was gonna let the dogs out to maybe scare her off, and they run out because they could see her above the fence, and they're barking at her and barking at her, and she doesn't move. And so I walk out there, and I was like, hello, can I help you? What do you need? And she turns around, and it's this girl who has been here before wrecking my plants. It was like over a month ago. I was going to the bathroom, and the window was open, and I heard her and somebody walking and talking, and they were like, I could hear them snapping my plants. And so I screamed out the window at them, and then I ran outside to yell at them. Well, like I said, it's the same girl. And I was like, hello, what do you need? What do you want? And she's like, oh, I'm just looking at your stuff. I'm just like looking at your stuff. And I was like, please go away. Get out of here. And um oh, and then she's like, I want to take this bundle. She's like, I want to take this bundle and I want to give it life. And she's like, I'm gonna set it on fire. And I was like, oh my God, please go away. I was like, get out of here. Get out of here. Go away. You can't set this on fire like by our fence. And yeah, she's like, I'm going to set this on fire. She said it a couple times. And then, oh, and she also was pissed off because we had moved our house. So we used to be down there and we moved our home. And she was upset. And I was like, so she clearly must remember coming here.
Yeah.
And I don't know, she said some stuff along the lines of like calm down and stuff like that. But yeah, she's like, I'm gonna take this bundle and I'm gonna set it on fire. And I was like, fine, take it. Like that's totally cool. Get it out of here. I don't care. That's less work for the compost people. Well, she like started to grab it and took it away, and I was like, thank God. And um she was like walking around with it, and she was walking around the corner and she had it by the roots, like where the roots would be. And then I noticed it was on fire. Like it was actually on fire as she was carrying it. And so I was like, fuck, I gotta call 911 because everything's dry around here. Like there's leaves all over and the grass is dry. So I'm like, I have to call 911. Oh, because I started to call the non-emergency people to just let them know, like, she's clearly messed up. She clearly has mental health issues, and
No, she's like on
she's
drugs.
threatening to start a fire. So I was like, I'll call the non-emergency line because she's not being an emergency right now, but she's weirdo and wacko, and she's skulking around the neighborhood.
It was about to be an emergency.
It was about to be an emergency, but yeah. So then I was like, whatever, and nobody picked up. Nobody picked up the non-emergency line, and so I was like, cool. You're worthless. Like, just don't even
Guess I gotta call 911.
don't even have this phone number if you don't fucking pick up the phone. It rang and rang and rang and rang and rang. Well, then, like I said, I got up to the top of the steps to see what else she was doing to watch her, and that's when I noticed it was on fire. So then I'm like, I have to call 911, and I called 911, told them the whole story. I was like, it's this cross street and our street, and nobody came. And I'm like, what if this had set somebody's house on fire?
I thought that you said a cop came.
No, nobody came for like 30 minutes. And then
yeah, but
no, but like a fire truck didn't come. You'd think a fire truck at least would come.
I mean,
it's a fire. And then she was like kicking it around. She was like kicking it, like she like set it down at one point and was kicking it.
How
so
did
it was
you
like spreading?
How did you describe it to the dispatcher?
What do you mean? That it was on fire?
Like, what did you say to her?
The 911. I said it was on fire.
The
And I was like, I can see her right now. I said I can see her out our window right now, and it's on fire. And I said she's kicking it around, and she's kicking it to the neighbor's yard because she was kicking it into Sam's yard. And there's dead leaves in the gutter, and then there's dead leaves in his yard, and she was kicking it like onto the curb. So I'm like, it's on fire.
That is weird that they didn't. Like, I'm trying to think. Maybe there already was a fire.
Well, and I get like, I'm sure there's precedents, like if there's somebody being murdered or a missing baby.
Like maybe they assess because like it rained later today.
That's true. Also, I wasn't screaming. I wasn't like, the whole city is on fire. Like, I was like, the bundle of brush is on fire. You know, I wasn't like.
I wonder if they send a cop over. Because if it does start a fire, then everybody else is in a call too, you know?
That's very true.
So if it's just one person saying there's a tiny fire. Yeah. I'm not trying to like say that.
I know, but.
Nobody should have came. I think it's crazy that nobody came.
Nobody came.
But a cop came.
But then a very attractive cop showed up. So I made it better. I was like, hello, officer. There's a fire.
You're like that one lady that started all those fires to flirt with the firefighters. Yeah.
That was me. But yeah, he was very attractive. So I was like, this is gonna be a silver lining to this whole story. And I told him the story, and I said I have a picture of her because I've remembered I took a picture of her when she vandalized our house the other night.
Did you took a picture of her like with a flash?
Yeah,
that is so funny.
Yeah, because I was like, I'm taking a picture of you because they don't fuck with my plants. And I was like, if you come here again, because like she was like breaking plants, she was kicking the mulch, she was kicking the rocks.
I don't care who you are. If you're above 15 and you're vandalizing my property, I have the right to fucking hit you with a fucking bat.
That's what I told her. That's what I told her. I said, I'm yelling at you. I said, all the neighbors around here have guns. I was like, if you fuck up somebody's yard with a gun, they will gladly shoot you. I said, and I told her that when I was freaking out on her. I was like, you're lucky I don't come out here with a baseball bat. And I could fully go violent on you, but I'm a nice.
Yeah. Not after 3 times.
No.
Third times.
But then
I'm pissed.
Yeah, I'm pissed. I was mad. Don't fuck with my plants.
Yeah.
Well, then nobody came. The police didn't come. The fire trucks didn't come. And then I got a call back saying a cop is going to come over to get the picture and file a report and get my information. And so you were talking to him, and I'm giving him the eyes, like hoping we'll fall in love. Just kidding. and we're talking about it, and he's like, he's like, do you think she's like targeting you specifically? And
At this point,
and I was like, I don't think so. I said, I think our yard is just in a good spot. We have lots of stuff, like lots of plants. She's just meandering around. And he's like, hold on. And he gets a phone call on the walkie-talkie, and he's like, uh-huh. And he's like, does she have hot pink hair? And talking to, and he's like, okay, does she look like this? And he gives a little description. And he's like, we just got a call about her right now. I gotta go. And so he dipped because he was gonna go get her. I don't know if he got her, but like,
I hope so.
he was gonna go. So he got a phone call about her, another report, while me and him were talking.
I just like, even if you're okay, like,
I'm gonna look up the jail roster to see. Anyway, sorry to interrupt you.
Like, I get mental health crises, and I get like being on, like, yeah, if you're on freaking heroin or something. I just don't understand, like, the need. Some people just have a weird seed about them, because if I was high on something, I wouldn't. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I get that, like, like with meth, and like, you get paranoid and shit, so it does alter your brain chemistry. So maybe I just don't know, because I haven't done meth or heroin.
Yeah, we're not frequent meth users.
Yeah, so maybe I don't understand, but it baffles me that your instinct is to go outside and like vandalize.
Right, you're drawing attention to yourself.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I would do the opposite. I think.
Yeah,
I'd be like, let's go inside and watch a movie and be fucked up
and lock the doors.
Right.
So it must have been like heroin or something, because like what possibly would possess somebody?
Yeah. Sorry, I was looking up the jail roster. It doesn't look like anybody's there, so I'm wondering if they either didn't catch her, or I wonder if maybe she's like in a psych hold or something.
Well, it takes time to process, I think.
Well, but it was early this morning too. So like, oh yeah, and I got a new job. Yay.
Oh. Yeah.
And so I'm supposed to be training and learning new things. And I was like, I gotta go, guys. And I was on break and dealing with this stuff, and I came back because my time had run out. And I was like, guys, I'm gonna ditch you for a little while. I have to deal with this drama. I was like, there's this weird wacko outside. Well, then I was gone for almost an hour. Like, I think a little bit more than an hour dealing with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just because I'm like, I don't know. And then I was calling the neighbor that the fire was in front of his house, and his phone went to voicemail. And so I'm like, what if his house is on fire? I don't know. And then I ran over there because the fire trucks weren't coming, and I saw that it was out in the middle of the road. So I'm like, okay, crisis averted. But it was like, still, like, let's go.
Did it? Oh, now it's hard to say because it did rain. But didn't it rain yesterday too? Maybe that has a factor of why they didn't deploy anybody.
Maybe, but I guess I don't remember now.
I think it rained yesterday.
I don't know, but it was on fire.
I know. I'm just trying to like wrap my head around why they didn't come, and maybe that's why.
Yeah.
It's because they knew it was a small fire and there weren't any other reports.
That's very true. That's a good way to put it. Yeah, they probably listened to the tone of my voice. And if I was screaming fire, they'd be like, okay, let's get somebody over there. But I was just like, it's a bundle of dead plants on fire.
It is a little disheartening because, like, that one time that I called 911 because I thought somebody was going to die. And yeah, like, nobody came. And I was like, I just want to know what else is taking precedence over somebody like dying. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, is there really that much crime around St. Cloud that nobody can be dispatched to somebody barging into our house, like drunk, wasted, about to, like, I thought she was going to die.
According to everybody around us, surrounding areas, St. Cloud is the most crime-ridden city in the country. But I'm like, I think it's fine. Just a couple wacky things every now and then.
Yeah.
Some wacky fires. I
think the end of our block is a little sketchy, but we also know everybody down there, so it's like,
yeah.
Is it sketchy? It just looks really sketchy.
Are you talking about that way?
Yeah. Yeah, like.
Oh, yeah.
What's her nuts at the end? Her house is a little ghetto. Which, ghetto's a bad word. I didn't mean it that way, but.
Yeah.
Disheveled.
Disheveled is a great word.
Yeah.
It. But they're nice people, though.
That's what I'm saying. We know them and they're nice people.
Yeah.
It just looks like that.
They just don't take care of their yard.
Yeah.
So. or like those people across the street, but they're Nazis, so their brains are rotten.
True, there's a couple Trump supporters around. Oh my god, and pennies.
Oh yeah, speaking of that, speaking of Trump supporter, our Trump supporting neighbor,
Our Trump supporting, snow blowing,
he's
leaf
very
blowing.
nice. He's very nice. And he's nice to us even though we're gay. And Trump doesn't like gays. But anyway, so
Who's voting for Trump?
I went over there and told him the story because the police did say, they're like, you know, spread the word, tell people that to keep an eye out for her, give them the picture, and if she keeps being sketchy, like continue to report her so she like actually, you know, gets the help she needs or gets arrested and goes to jail, you know, whatever. And so I went over and talked to him, and I brought Penny because I was afraid she would get eaten by Beans or Reggie. I don't know. I'm weird. And so I brought her over there, and he's like, "Oh, who's this?" And I was like, "This is our new dog, Penny." And then his wife comes out, and I was like, "Hello, I'm so sorry. I know we've met, but I can't remember your name. What's your name?" And she goes, "Penny." And so I was like, "Oh, this is Penny." I was like, "It's Penelope." And he's like, "I was wondering why you were outside yelling for Penny." And he's like, "Because he can't see her." So
Right.
he's like, "I thought it was weird. You're outside yelling.
You
Like,
can barely see her in front of you. She's so small.
I can't see her right now." So yeah, he's like, "I always thought it was really weird why you were yelling for my Penny."
He's so dumb. I'm sorry. Yeah, we're yelling for your
We're just
wife's
walking
name.
around the yard.
Penny!
Penny! And he's like,
Jenny!
Jenny. He's like, my
Penny.
wife, Penny. I'm not a smart man. Lieutenant Dan, I got some ice cream. But yeah, so that was a funny story as well.
That is so funny.
Yeah, he's like, that was weird. Why were you yelling for my wife?
And we always say nothing happens.
I know. We live in a great neighborhood.
Nothing important happens ever.
People walking our home, fires, vandals, robberies. I like it here. Okay. Quick pop culture, go.
19-year-old dead in Walmart by the oven.
Oh my god, that's right.
That was so crazy.
Crazy. Okay, did you find out why? Were they actually murdered, or were they just like not paying attention, or what?
But the inside, so I saw somebody show the inside of a Walmart oven, and it's, which, like, do we know why Walmart had
the bakery?
What are they baking?
All them delicious donuts.
I suppose, like, at the same time, is that what it is?
Yeah, I
just
think
multiple cakes.
Yeah, so you can do 100 cakes at a time.
Okay, anyways, small potatoes. The inside has an emergency button, so it's like foul play.
And didn't they say that it's like designed so you can't like pull the door shut?
Yeah, there's no way
Yeah,
there's no way to pull the door shut.
Yeah, it's designed.
It's literally just that emergency button, but like, yeah, you wouldn't be able to.
Yeah, it's designed that way on purpose. So they're thinking it's
murder.
Yeah, crazy murder. What else you
got? Do you have any spooky stories for Halloween? Like personal anecdotes?
Nope. Like what?
You've never had something scary happen in your life?
Oh, like that's your question?
Yeah, did something ever spooky happen to you?
Yes. So one time my cousin Leah was babysitting, and we had one of those big like 80s TVs that were like the tube TVs that were in one of those kind of decorative boxes.
Yeah.
It was that, and then I know it was me and Michaela and Leah, and Michaela was little, and we were watching TV, and it was cold out, and I don't know where Mom and all of them were, but we were sitting watching movies and stuff like that, and then all of a sudden all the lights went off, and so we're like, like that's weird, that's scary, and then they came back on, and then just random things were going on and off, so the TV just kept going on and off, and we're like, it's an old TV, maybe it's just broken and shitty. But then one of the lamps was going off, and then all of a sudden we looked out the window, and all of us swear we saw it looked like a pair of like shorts like dancing in the window, because like it was in the basement, and then you know the windows are above, above like eye level or whatever, which is like right where the front steps would be, and it looked like somebody's like hips were shaking in the window, and it was very scary. And we were like, afterwards we're like, maybe it was our parents, or like Mom or Kurt playing a trick on us, but they didn't come home for hours.
Damn, and you never asked about that?
No. Yeah.
Ooh, spooky.
And then one time it was Leah as well. She was over and we saw those 3 dots in the sky, and it's like one of the most cliche alien photos.
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about?
no, but
I can pull it up. That was spooky.
I had a like, it wasn't an alien. In retrospect, my plausible, my reasonable explanation was, and this is hard to explain, but there's a hill in Montevideo
Oh yeah.
that like if you're in this park, there's this hill that kind of goes over. It doesn't go over the park, but like you can't see over it, and like the cars, it kind of looks like it's going over the park. The cars are,
Oh yeah.
but it's just a big hill.
Mhm.
And so me and my friend Mackenzie swear, and like that's what it looked like, was a UFO.
Mhm.
We were like freaking out, like we booked it.
Yeah,
like,
we were freaking out
so scared.
because we're like, if it was a jet, it'd be all the way up, way high, and it would be the blinking blue and red dots.
Yeah.
And then it sat there. That was the other thing. It just sat there for I don't know how long.
This looked like it was snaking in the sky, like a snake. But I'm like, wait, that could have been a semi, like on that hill.
Oh yeah.
So that's my reasonable explanation, but it was still really scary. And you like try to tell your friends, and your friends are like, "Oh, okay."
Right.
It's like, no, like seriously, we were so scared.
High.
And like, I think I have asked Mackenzie about it since then, and she still swears that it was a UFO. Because I'm like, okay, was that actually like a semi? Like, could that have been a semi?
Yeah.
And she's like, no, that was a UFO.
Yeah.
That was a spooky situation.
Yeah. I'm trying to think.
But then also, me and a few friends, I forgot who, I think Cassie, and I think it was like the whole crew actually. We went to these witches' graves.
Oh, cool.
Do you know what I'm talking about? They're in Minnesota. I asked ChatGPT, and this was just quick on the way home. I asked quickly if they knew what graves I'm talking about. But it's called the Witch's Grave in St. Paul. And so that could be it. I know we drove a while.
Oh, interesting.
Like we did drive a while to get to it. I just don't remember. But we went at like midnight, of course, and like obviously it was scary because it was midnight. There's no lights.
Yeah.
And so anything could be scary in that element. So, but I didn't, there wasn't any like witchy situations that happened. I just remember it being scary.
One of the weird things that happened to me was my friend from high school, Steph. She was really, she was like emo goth kid, and she liked to look up all that ghost stuff and witch stuff and whatever. And she had looked up this graveyard, and it was in the middle of nowhere, and it had a glowing headstone, and there was no street lamps, and there was no farms around it to create the glow. Like marble, if it's glossy marble and a light hits it, it's gonna light up. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The shimmer, and that wasn't the case. There was nothing for quite a ways, and it was a glowing headstone. So she's like, "Let's go. We have to wait until it's really dark." And so we all waited until it was dark, and a few of us went, and we get there, and we're waiting for it to glow, and we're waiting for it to glow, and she was into like, oh, I feel a presence and stuff like that. She's like, I bet it's gonna happen now because I feel it, and nothing ever happened. There was no glowing stone, but when we were walking around, she's like, well, we're here, so let's like look at the gravestones and see like what they look like, and the engravings and stuff like that. And we were walking and just walking, and then we started to hit pokerbecks, and there was like a whole chunk of pokerbecks, and then there was a whole chunk of lemkeys, which is another part of my dad's side of the family.
Yeah.
And so we're like, what are the odds of that like happening?
That's weird.
Yeah, so it was really kind of spooky.
Like probably some distant relative.
But yeah, I'm sure like they have to be. So, but
yeah.
she'd never been there. None of us had ever been there. she didn't look up who was there because that's not the point of going to go see it. The whole point was to see the glowing gravestones.
Yeah.
And we get there, and she's like, this is wild. She thought it was weirder than I did, but it was still kind of like not awkward, but coincidental.
Yeah.
And spooky.
Also, we forgot to say it's our 1 year anniversary of podcasting.
1 year anniversary.
Yeah.
We started this on a whim on Halloween.
And we're still going strong.
20
whatever episodes.
Yeah.
Well, more than that.
Not technically like a whole year, like 52 weeks, but a year of 52 consecutive weeks of
episodes. Yeah. We did stop. Yeah.
We've taken breaks and stuff like that. But we've still been doing it for a year, going strong.
Yeah.
Which could segue into my gay of the day.
Okay.
These are a few of our favorite things.
So my gay of the day, and I thought we should do something interesting and big for our 1 year anniversary. So I thought it would be fun to tell people the story of how we met.
Oh, sure. Grinder.
I just thought it would be interesting to tell people who don't know the whole story of how we met.
Yeah.
And it's a bigger story, and it's a gay of the day because it's our gay of the day because we're in love. We started talking on the online. We won't say which app.
Are you gonna cry?
No. Maybe, probably.
Whatever you do, don't look at Penny.
Don't look at Penny. I legitimately almost started crying when I dropped Penny off at the groomers. Like I walked out. I was like don't cry dropping her off with a stranger. And so the story of Thomas and I meeting was we met online on a dating app, and I had looked at Thomas's photo, and he was holding a baby. And whose baby was it? Do you know? No, I don't know. It was a cool.
If you show me the picture,
I know. I wish I saved the picture. I don't have it. I'm upset. So I saw Thomas's profile, and he's holding a baby, and I'm like, oh, he's cute. He's holding a baby, so that means he's gonna be, a good parental figure, or he'll be good with children. And he was wearing a dopey hat, a dopey baseball cap. And so I was like, hello, started talking to him online, and we started talking about my septum piercing, and he said he's always wanted one, and so then we made plans, and I love this part of the story. We made plans, and I had planned everything. I had gotten a new outfit, I got a new haircut, I got my eyebrows waxed, I planned the dinner, and it was at one of the new Mexican restaurants in town. And I planned to take him out to a movie, and I had the whole thing. And I remember Kathy cutting my hair, and blah blah blah. Oh my god, he's so cute! Just talking, plotting and planning the whole thing. And a little bit beforehand, I got a text message saying I can't make it. I have to help my friend move, and so I was devastated. And I think I took either Joel or Emilio out because I'm like, I already have the tickets, I already have the movie or the meal planned, and I was like, I already have this whole outfit. I'm like, I might as well just go use it. And I think I took Emilio to the movie. I think so. So I went on a friend date with Emilio.
Okay, let me explain myself though. I used Grinder mostly just to talk to people, and I was extremely scared.
Thomas was very shy. Yeah. He was nervous.
You were the first person ever that I met on Grinder.
Really?
Yeah, I've told you this.
Did you tell me that? I don't remember.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. I don't remember. I didn't retain that.
Yes, that's why I didn't meet with you, because I'd never met with anybody.
Oh, well, also it was 45 minutes away from each other, so I can see you're actually ditching because of that.
Well, and yeah, I was scared.
Yeah, Thomas is nervous. And this was in March of 2014. And like I said, the goal was to get your septum pierced and hang out and do all the fun stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like I said, I was pretty bummed. I was pretty distraught, institutionalized.
5150.
5150, yeah, Baker Act myself. And then I don't know how long it was between that and then you actually texting me again and making new plans. I don't remember that timeline.
I don't remember any of this. So.
Oh, well then I got another text message saying hey, sorry I ditched. can we actually hang out this time? And I want you to pierce my nose. And I was like, sure, whatever. Not planning anything. So I just kept watching TV and kept watching TV. And he's like, I'm on my way. And I was like, sure. And didn't even think anything of it until this truck rolled up in our driveway. And I was like, oh, fuck, he's actually here. And I remember scrambling, cleaning up the basement, making it smell nice, like do my hair up quick and get dressed and stuff like that. Because I didn't believe you. I didn't think you were going to show up. Just because I was like, you did it already. And this tall man steps out of the truck, and you were wearing that olive green jacket. And I saw your big curly hair, and I was like, oh my God, he actually showed up. And I remember you were wearing like boots, like Doc Martin type boots. And I just remember being super excited. And then all of a sudden, like the nervous poops, like normal. And so I was really nervous. And you came in and we hung out. And fucking what moron decided to watch 12 Years a Slave?
That
I'm like, why would we watch this as our first time hanging out?
was interesting.
What a dumb movie. And then I don't remember a lot of it. Like I don't remember hanging out or like what we all talked about or what we all did. But then we kept talking on FaceTime and texting after that. And I remember being like a little giddy person every time you called me on FaceTime and be like laying on my bed and be like, oh, like kicking my legs and like, hi, Thomas. And then I would always get so fucking mad because we'd be in like a good conversation and then it would freeze. And I'm like, I'm about to throw my iPad at the fucking wall because it would always freeze. And I would always have
Yeah.
a fucking
Skype.
meltdown. Skype or whatever it was. I don't know. Yeah, we consistently hung out for a long time after that. And then I asked you to go steady on what day? Do you remember?
No.
Officially, officially asked Thomas to be my boyfriend on April 15th.
Oh yeah.
Yes. And we've been inseparable ever since. And we did lots of random things together, like watch movies, and we went on trips, and we went to concerts. We saw Mac Miller and Mod Sun. I think it was Mod Sun.
Wiz Khalifa.
Was it Wiz Khalifa?
Mac Miller and Wiz Khalifa, yeah.
Oh wow.
Pretty sure.
Dang. Anyway.
Yeah, anyway.
It was really kind of inconvenient because we did live 45 minutes away from each other. So that was we had to like plot and plan and
oh my god, that one winter was so bad.
yeah, that's in that's in my notes. I almost crashed legitimately because I was like, I have a weekend off. I think I had 3 days. That's why I made a big point of it.
Yeah.
I typically would only have like 1 day off and then work 5 days and then have 1 day off and then just like or you didn't work. And I think like you had 2 days off and I had 3. So I was like, we're gonna make the most of it and I'm gonna drive. And I drove my shitty green car all the way, which like it wasn't that big of a deal. Like 45 minutes isn't a long time, but in a snowstorm and an icy snowstorm, and it was like the wet, sketchy...
It like turned slush, so there was like a layer of ice and then slush on top. It was the worst.
Yep. And I think I went like 25 the whole way there. It was so awful. And then I had hit a patch of ice and I started to go in the ditch. And yeah, so that was really scary.
I remember because I think it was the same situation except I was going to Hutchinson. I remember like how the slush sometimes gets paths and you are forced to drive into the path. I remember the path was like dragging me into the middle of the road.
Oh yeah.
Like, okay, I don't want to be going like in the middle of the road next to the semi. Thank you.
Yeah, very scary.
Yeah.
But we did it whatever it took to see each other.
Yeah.
So. And then we started talking about hating our jobs and hating the towns we're from because I was just like over it. I wasn't getting paid enough. I never had any time off. I had like 7 days a year off. I'm like, that sucks. And it was just getting to be too much. And then I was like, I don't even know how old I was. And I was like, I could probably move out now. I'm a grown up. And Thomas was saying the same thing. And so I was like, well, let's like move in together. Let's move out. Like, let's just do it. And so that was from March until September of the timeline of us meeting until moving in with each other. And I had texted my aunt and I was like, I know you used to have houses. Do you have any of them for rent? And she said, I'm kicking people out as we speak. And so I was like, we'll take it. Like I just said yes, because I knew what the house looked like. And so we just agreed to that home and we moved in together. And then it wasn't long after that we got Alice. I don't remember the timeline of when we got Alice. We got our sweet baby Alice.
Alice was 2, so yeah, like 9 years ago, 8 years
Yeah.
ago.
Yep. She's gonna be. Yeah. So we got Alice, our big first ticket purchase together. We got our sweet baby Angel, and then we celebrated your birthday, and then Christmas rolled around, and I was excited to open up presents, and we decided to open them up a day early, and there was a Christmas ornament that had a ring in it, and I remember attempting to propose, and I don't even know what I said because I was just crying the whole time, and I said, "Will you marry me?" And you said,
Shut up.
Thomas literally goes, "Shut up, no way," and I'm like,
Yeah, in my mind, I was like, I mean, yes.
yeah,
I was like, oh my god, shut up, no way.
yeah,
Like, as in, like, you know,
yeah, like when you're like punching your friend in the arm, you're like, "Shut up," yeah,
yeah.
you're just like, but yeah, I'm like, I hope this is good news, and he's like, yes, yes, and he said yes, and then I just remember calling people and snapping people and being very excited to let them know that I
Yeah.
asked them to marry me. I was very excited, but I don't have any idea what I had a whole speech in my head planned, and I called your mom and asked her for permission
Yeah.
because I know that was respectful, and I knew you'd value her opinion,
Right.
so that's why I called her. And I just remember also being in the car. I remember I was in my car at work, and I remember being nervous and be like, I'm gonna call her and see what she says. And if she says no, like, I'll wait and see what happens. And she like was very excited and said yes immediately. So I thought that was cool. But yeah, like I said, I remember being like, like handing you the ring, and I'm like, I probably didn't even make sense, but I'm like,
I don't remember what you said or if you said anything.
like he can put two and two together and figure this out. And then we started plotting and planning the wedding, and I remember being very excited and being like, not like a bridezilla, but like on top of it, because I did everything immediately. Because I'm like, we need tables, we need food, we need flowers, we need, And then it was also kind of more exciting too because gay marriage was, I think it was like,
it had just become legalized like a year or two before.
it was like, I think like a year and 2 days or something.
Yeah.
Before that, so it's like, well, now I actually can. That's also kind of what like made me really want to do it too.
It's still
because,
so
like,
crazy to me that was illegal.
I obviously if it was not legal, I probably would have eventually like done it. We could have done like a commitment ceremony or whatever.
Yeah.
But like it just kind of like inspired me to actually do it. Like give me that extra push.
Right.
And get married. Like get married.
Yeah.
Like actually married. And so the next year, because that was in December, and then I was thinking it was the next June that we got married, but it was the next June.
Was it? I
Yeah.
thought it was the next June as well.
Like we got engaged in December, and I thought we got married in June, but that was
I thought so too.
I thought so too, but we got married in 2016. We met in 14, so then it turned to 15, which then we got married in 16.
What is time?
But then it also, that's what I thought, but I was like, I looked at the photos, the timestamps on the photos, and I'm like, I swear we got married that same.
It's the Mandela effect.
I think that's what it is. I swear we got engaged in December, married in June.
Yeah.
And I looked at the dates and I was like, oh, I'm wrong. So then
we got married in 2016.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah. But yeah, the time frame of that year felt like both like 100 years and then 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Because I remember I remember telling everybody. Like I remember like handing out save the dates. I remember telling everybody, I'm like, with 1 more month, like 2 more weeks, like 1 more week, 1 more day, and I just remember being like blacked out. Like the few days before our vacation / wedding, I was like, I don't even care about work at all. I'm like,
I was blacked out too.
I'm not here. I don't care. I have way more important, funner things to be dealing with.
It is kind of crazy, like how a wedding comes to be, because it is just like you creating it, but then on the day you're the performer, so
Yeah.
everybody else kind of like curates it. It's kind of crazy how it
But-
all just comes together.
But we did everything. And I was like,
Yeah.
I'm pretty frugal. And so our wedding wasn't like,
We spent $4,000.
$4,000 on our wedding.
Yeah,
Yeah. And I think the most expensive thing was the food and the flowers.
for sure.
Otherwise, yeah, just like everything. Yeah.
All
everything.
the wine for everybody, all the food everybody ate.
Yeah.
We had a DJ.
Yeah. We got a DJ from literally down the block from us.
Yeah, and that was good.
And I remember like we set up, we got everything ready, and the day was perfect. It was the most beautiful day. And I remember setting up and we were inside getting ready, and it was around the time the shuttle was supposed to drop people off, and nobody was there. And I was like, no one's coming. Like I was panicking.
Yeah.
I was like, nobody's coming. No one.
But they were just like around the corner.
Yeah, they like parked like 2 houses.
Oh my god,
down.
that's far.
Yeah, it was like, yeah, because people were supposed to roll in around 4:30, and it was 4:31, and nobody was there. So I'm like, I was about to barf.
Everybody goes to a wedding late.
Not my wedding. Everyone needs to be on time.
I know.
Everyone needs to be on time.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just remember panicking. And then we had Davey as the ring bearer, and I made the ring pillow and put the rings on it, and we had him go out, and he was excited, and he's like flinging it around, and one of the rings flies
Oh my
off.
god, I forgot.
And
about
I
that.
remember your mom being like just like looking for it and scanning for it, and she found it immediately, so that was good. I'm like, what if we're like can't find it for an hour? We're gonna get Kurt's metal detector out there. I was like, oh my god. And yeah, taking pictures like beforehand, that was fun.
Yeah.
And then but yeah, and then we got married, and it was the happiest day of my life.
Yeah.
And I remember just crying the whole time.
Oh yeah, we'll have to play that video because that was so good.
At last, my love has come along. My lonely days are over, and life is like a song. Oh, yeah. At last, the skies above are blue. My heart was all wrapped up in clover. The night that I looked at you, I found a dream that I could speak to, a dream that I could call my own. I found a thrill to press my cheek to, a thrill that I have never known.
I was not prepared for that video either.
Yeah.
This-
We hired the photographer. Well, your mom hired.
Yeah, my mom hired the photographer.
So did she pay for the video or did she just do that? I think she was just doing that because she was practicing.
She was practicing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it was
she was-
so
It
good.
was so good. And yeah, we had vegetarian dinner, and then our DJ was appropriate for a few hours, and then it was a rave afterwards.
Yeah.
And I remember mom getting wasty pants.
I remember my brother got wasted.
I remember my cousin was so fucked up. He was the first person to go, and he was literally crawling into the shuttle. I just remember being like, bye, have fun, like have a good night.
That was, I mean,
and it was like 1 minute after the party started.
Yeah.
Like he was fucked up immediately.
my brother didn't go immediately, but it was like Yeah, it was
early.
early.
Yeah, I remember
And his pants, that was so funny.
Oh, yeah.
His giant ass fucking tent pants.
So yeah,
Because we didn't get a chance to try
He
the
didn't.
outfit, or he didn't, so he had to try his outfit the day of.
yeah, and
Not a good idea.
yeah, he had to
And why don't we think to like
go to Walmart and swap them out. I'm like,
no, like why don't we no, that wouldn't have worked
I don't
because
know.
we wouldn't have been able to find the same pair of pants.
right.
And it was fine what we did. We just rolled his pants
Yeah.
because it was the waist that was
Because like
wide,
he was
so
like
we just
he was like
pinned it.
he was like a 36 and they put 46 or
Yeah.
something like that. So these are huge pants.
Yeah.
And it was so funny. I just remember. And then
And why didn't we think of, to take everything out and like and knowing that he wouldn't. I don't know. And that's a funny thing about weddings too. Unless you get divorced, I have another one. You only have one,
yeah.
so you're not like learning these things and then writing them down.
Yeah, right.
For your next wedding.
For your next wedding, you're like, check everyone's pants. Got it. Well then,
yeah.
And then Alex's pants, like he's shorter.
Oh yeah,
he's
too long, right?
No, he's shorter, and they were short. Like they were like floods.
Oh.
And I remember being like, "What in the fuck? Like, you measured us. Like they measured all of us except for your brother." But then your mom called and was like, "Your shirt size is officially an XL. Got it. Your pants are officially 36.
Yeah.
Got it. Your shoes." Like she checked and checked and checked, and then yeah, they're like tent pants. And then yeah, same thing with Alex. They're like, "Okay, your leg length is 33 inches long."
They were cheap though.
They were cheap, so yeah.
It was like $100 for a suit.
Yeah, we got to keep them.
To keep,
so like,
yeah.
whatever. Okay. And we all looked very nice. We
Yeah.
all looked very classy. And then your mom found the bridesmaid dresses on Amazon. For
And they were really cute.
$20 a piece or whatever it was. Super cheap. That was my thing. I'm like, I want to have a cheap wedding. I don't want to break the bank. I don't want to break the bank for other people. That's rude. It's disrespectful to be like, you have to buy this ball gown that's $500.
Weddings are such a selfish act.
Yeah, they are kind of.
And it's like asking a lot. So yeah, when it comes to I mean, we made everybody buy their own dresses and suits, but with that in mind, we kept them cheap.
Yeah,
I think
we'll make it work to make them be $150 or less for.
Well, and the dresses, were like $30.
I think they were like $30, $35. Yeah,
and the suits, it's like you get everything plus shoes, like or no, not plus shoes,
no shoes, but all this
everything,
stuff, everything like.
And you kept it, so I was like, that's a really good deal.
Yeah.
Whereas I've been at weddings where it's like $200 for a rental.
Yeah, exactly. Too expensive for a rental.
That's like.
And that was my thing too. I'm like, I don't want to make anybody miserable. And I think like the furthest person that drove was like 3 hours. So I'm like, that's like another thing I thought of too. Like, if you're gonna drive from a different state, like I'm not gonna make you pay for a bunch of shit. But yeah. And now here we are.
Yeah.
10 years later.
10 years later, 3 dogs and a cat later.
3 dogs and a cat later.
No, technically 2 dogs and 2 cats.
Yeah. And celebrating our 1-year anniversary of our podcast.
Yeah. Went by in a flash. 100 years, many more.
100 years down the line.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what I was going to say too. I remember your brother coming up to me and saying he was excited to have me as part of the family.
Yeah, that was nice.
Very nice. Very sweet.
Yeah.
Yep.
He was wasted.
He was. And I remember my uncle.
He meant it, but he was wasted.
He meant it, but yeah, he was wasted. But it was still the sentiment, and it was very nice. Yeah, I just remember crying and crying and crying. And people came out to me and they're like, Zach, you have to stop crying. I'm like, I literally can't function right now. I'm like,
Yeah. We were telling our vows and nobody heard yours because you were crying.
I know. I wrote mine out and I was like, I'm going to remember them. I know I'm going to remember them. And I was like,
well, and everybody's watching you. And then we didn't really like rehearse.
Yeah,
so it was a little windy and nobody could really hear us anyways.
Why didn't we have a microphone?
I think about that often, actually.
I'm like, nobody in the front row heard anything.
We had a DJ with a microphone. Why didn't we?
Why did we? Or get like just like one of those like quick like a little boom thing that we could have like held and had plugged in a microphone
Anything.
to. It wasn't for them. It was for us.
Megaphone would have been funny.
A megaphone would have been really funny.
Yeah,
that would have been actually really funny. One of those ones that's like whoop whoop.
Yeah.
Just like the cop siren.
Yeah.
Whoop, whoop, we're getting married. Here's my vows.
Here he.
I remember my uncle was super wasted too, and he comes up to me and puts his hand on my shoulder. And he goes, "Zach,
You're right.
you're my nephew." And I was like, "Oh, okay." Like thinking he's gonna say some nice, like
I love that so much.
he's not sentimental. I don't talk to him ever. And so I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be like a nice moment." My uncle that I don't really talk to is gonna say something sweet about.
And he's just like factual.
Yeah, and he's like, "You're my nephew," and I'm like, "Correct." Go on. That's it. That was the end of the story.
I think about that sometimes too.
That was the
like,
end of the story.
You're my nephew.
You're my nephew. I'm like, I am.
Whoa.
Anything else that you would like to elaborate on?
Yeah, that was fun times.
But I love you very much.
I love you too. 2016 seems like a long time ago. I mean, it's been almost 10 years, so.
It has been 10 years. Oh, well.
Not for what?
Not from 2016.
Yeah.
That's
That's math. 8 years. And now my story is going to be all fucking lame and shit.
But I figured, I thought it would be fun to tell people who don't really know that story.
Yeah, that's very nice and sweet and thoughtful.
Mm-hmm.
And a very wonderful Gave the Day on our anniversary of our podcast. I went with the Halloween route.
Well, that's another thing too. We love Halloween and spooky things. So
yeah, we love Halloween.
Yep.
I went with, for my gaze of the day, queer representation in vampires.
Ooh, I love it.
Yes.
I love vampires.
And
That's what I
just
wanted.
a little bit of like vampire history, and I had ChatGPT compile a list of all queer like represented vampires.
That's so cool.
And so I'm gonna go over a couple like little history things about vampires and like the representation in queer like culture, and like that was like purposeful because of the HIV. Well, vampires have been around forever, but being queer coded kind of started when like the HIV crisis happened, and it was just a way of like society dealing with like being othered in a way. So that's interesting, because like vampire, like, oh, scary, but like also because there's like the stories of like good vampires, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Ones that like don't kill. The earliest known reference to vampires is written 1047 AD.
Oh wow.
That's written. Before that, it was like folklore and tales and from Mesopotamian mythology. So there's like no time. Like vampires have been around forever.
Mm-hmm.
And it used to be Ikamu. Ikamu? I don't know how to spell it. Ekimmu. That was the like earliest depiction of a vampire in the Mesopotamian era.
Interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, can you guess? Can you name? So there is 1, 2, 3. There's 11 queer coded vampires, not of like out of all history, but top 11, top most popular. And
queer vampire.
And queer, not just gay or bi.
Oh, Lady Gaga in American Horror Story. She had a gay arc.
You are so right. She is not on the list, but you are so right.
Yep.
She was. I mean, they didn't define it, so she could have been pansexual. She could have been bisexual. If I were to guess, it was pan.
Probably. Yeah.
Which is common in vampires because they're so old they don't see gender. You know what I mean? Like,
or just like like try it out. I'm gonna be around forever. I'm gonna go try whatever.
Yeah.
And then eventually you just fuck so many people. You're like, I have to fuck something.
Right.
Different.
Exactly. I have to have sex with something.
I have to try something else. I'm trying to think of True Blood. There's got to be somebody on there from True Blood. Oh, Pam from True Blood. And
is Pam Eric Northman and Russell Edgington? Remember Russell had an actual boyfriend.
Yeah.
but Eric was pansexual,
Uh-huh.
portrayed as sexually fluid.
Oh, I suppose the books were probably different than the TV show.
I think it was in. I don't know. There might have been a couple scenes. I don't remember
But
because it's been a while.
there's. Oh no, he was a witch. There was a gay witch on that one.
Yeah, he was a witch.
Yeah.
Yes, I thought of Lafayette and his boyfriend, but he was a witch. Yeah.
Yep. Bruja.
You're gonna be mad at one if you don't name it, and I name it for you. You're gonna be mad.
It's not Spike. It's not Angel.
That's one of them. Spike is.
Spike?
Yeah.
He's not gay. He's in love with Buffy.
Not exactly queer, but their relationship hints at fluidity. Spike and Drusilla.
Drusilla. Yep.
Their relationship hints at fluidity, and the shadows and the show's handling of Willow and Tara deepens the queer themes. So I think they're saying Spike was queer coded.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he was like
fluid. He was fluid.
He was the first one to know, I think, and then he was the first one to be like, he's like, I don't care. Yeah, that's very true. Okay.
So they are number 3. Drusilla, Spike, Willow, and Tara, like Buffy.
The Buffyverse.
Yeah.
Okay. I was honestly thinking Buffy too. I'm like, well, who is gay in Buffy?
Willow.
Well,
yeah,
no,
Willow
I'm
and
thinking
Tara.
of
Right.
I'm just thinking vampires.
Yeah.
Was that the one I would be mad at?
No.
Oh shoot.
Well, there's actually 2. If you don't get them, you're gonna be really mad because they're so. Think of all of the vampire stories.
Well, Dracula.
Dracula is a depiction.
Yep.
So Dracula, not the first, but in Bram Stoker's Dracula, he had the ability to seduce both men and women. So his predatory nature was sexually ambiguous.
Yeah. I cannot think of a single vampire.
What are our favorite, like, number 1 vampire stories? Think of your favorite vampire stories.
I guess Buffy. But
keep going. We've already talked about Buffy. Keep going.
Oh, Twilight. Twilight. Anybody from Twilight on there?
No.
Okay.
I don't think anybody's.
I don't know. I'm just saying vampire things.
You're gonna be so mad.
He's so mad. Vampire things.
Lestat?
Oh my god. Yes, the vampire Lestat. Hello,
yeah, Lestat.
Idiot.
That's number 2.
Lestat and Louis. Wow.
And then the last one you're gonna be
Armand and
semi mad. Akasha.
Oh god damn it.
Yeah.
Akasha. Yeah.
Because you're not thinking females.
Well, I'm thinking. Yeah, I'm just thinking vampire shows.
Yeah.
I can't think of a single.
And Akasha, yeah, it's different. Like she is a vampire, but
she's the queen.
She's like
vampires.
the queen of all
I wanted to be
vampires.
Akasha so
right.
Like Aaliyah Rip. I think that would have probably segued into a like huge like movie franchise.
Like Buffy, yeah.
Well, yeah.
That would have been a like movies.
Movies,
like,
plural. Like yeah, no, there's a TV show, but
another really popular vampire wolf. What was that? Undead. It's with that really sexy. She's a vampire hunter. It's like the undead or the underworld.
Oh yeah,
Underworld. That was like in that same era, and that became huge.
Yep.
That would have been like Akasha would have been a 5-6 movie.
Yeah, I think they would have figured out how to bring her back.
Yeah,
they would have figured out how to like make Lestat and I forget the girlfriend's name.
Yeah,
like they would have figured out a whole storyline with that specific chunk of actors and actresses. But then Aaliyah had to die, had to get murdered by Diddy.
Yeah. So number 1 is Carmilla from the 1872 novella by Sheridan Le Fanu. So that's kind of interesting. 1872. I didn't know that either. So we'll have to read those. Number 2, Lestat. Number 3, Drusilla and Spike. 4, Miriam Blaylock from The Hunger.
Wow.
I've never seen that.
We should watch it. That is a great example. That's such a good movie.
Yeah. Seduces both men and women.
Yep.
David and Michael from The Lost Boys.
Oh, duh.
which I haven't seen in a very long time
Yeah.
too.
We watched
But they don't have. It's not explicitly a queer film, but it has a queer lens.
there is a spot where they're very close, and
It's like
very,
beaches. It's like
it's a hint. It's a subtle hint that it could happen.
Well, and yeah, back then you couldn't lean so much into that without being demonetized. And
Right, shut down by the
Dracula number 6, Eric Northman and Russell Edgington number 7, Akasha number 8, 9, Theo. Oh, this one was interesting. The Masquerade.
Oh,
Theo and Marcus are characters, and they're queer. They engage in relationships across genders. So even further, we should play that.
We need to play
I know.
Vampire the Masquerade.
Yeah.
There was a TV show, I think, about it, and a video game, and then there's a true crime story about that as well.
We should, because it looks like a lot of fun, even though like we'd probably have to learn a lot of rules.
Yeah.
That are like even expanded against
New
D&D. I'll read into it and we'll figure it out. Adam and Eve,
Oh yeah.
only lovers left alive. The romantic relationship between the two main characters, Adam and Eve, their centuries-old existence implies fluidity in attractionship and relationships.
Oh, we watched this with Beth and Tyler.
Oh, really?
It was not that great. It was really long,
And then,
but it's okay.
I put number 11, but this is my number 1. Astarion. Why isn't that on the list?
Yeah.
Because he's like number 1 right now.
Yeah, and he's
And
pretty fluid.
D&D. Oh my god, I just went like this for my glasses. I do that all the time when I don't have my glasses, it's like a safety thing.
Yeah, it's a habit.
But yeah, Astarion is pansexual, and
Yeah.
he's in Baldur's Gate, and he's a vampire, so
Yeah,
another
like a
queer
one,
one.
too.
Yeah. A queer icon.
That's fun.
So that's my contribution to the gay of the day is queer vampires, because
I love vampires. Well, and then that is
and
like
who didn't want to be a vampire?
I
If
always
you're
wanted-
queer, you wanted to be a vampire.
I
It's just like
always wanted-
intrinsic.
Yeah, I always wanted to be a vampire.
Yeah.
But then that is true. Like they're very sexualized. They're very like sexually ambiguous, like you said.
Yeah.
And then it's like the sucking.
Sluts.
They're sluts. But then it's also like the sucking and then the exchange of fluids. So like
Yeah.
that's another representation of like, you know, gay
That is so
sex and
true, yeah.
sexiness and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
that's a good day of the day.
Yeah. Actually, can we watch Lost Boys?
Yes.
That's been so long since I've seen
I love
that.
that movie.
Yeah.
That was a movie.
1987.
That was a movie. So I've told this story about how my aunt and uncle had the best cable, and my uncle would record VHS tapes of movies that were on, good movies. And so he had just shelves of VHS movies. And that was the one movie my mom said to not watch. She's like, it's so bad. It's so awful. What do I do?
Well, you don't tell anybody.
You don't
do
tell
that.
a child to not do something. Cause
I think anybody. Like,
yeah.
I'm going to do that.
Me at 36 years old.
Okay.
Don't
Gonna do that.
Don't push that launch button. But yeah, my mom was like, don't watch that movie. It's so bad. What's the first movie we watched? The Lost Boys. And I was just entranced. I was like, so good.
Yeah.
The dad or the grandpa from Gilmore Girls is in that movie.
Lost Boys?
Yep.
I literally don't remember anything about it.
Okay.
So
Well,
I'm
let's
excited to
rewatch
rewatch it. But yeah, that's the game of the day. That's
Yay.
the end of the episode.
Yes.
This is a good one.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. Happy
Happy
1 year anniversary. Jinx Yomi.
Happy Penny sleeping.
And I got a dog for my birthday.
Yes, we acquired Penny on Thomas's birthday. So that was Amber's.
Well, we didn't know we were acquiring her, but it was like the 20th. Well, I literally snapped like Sammy, I think. I was like, they bring a dog here, no name, no home.
Right. No backstory. We don't know her life.
Like, how are we supposed to not just take her
Right,
in?
just bye.
Like, what? Megan knew what she was doing.
Megan 100% set this up.
Yeah.
She needs her teeth cleaned ASAP.
Yeah.
I can smell it. It smells like I just farted. That's what this. And
But
she's sleeping here.
Isn't it so funny when you love
Yeah.
something, you like don't mind?
No, she could lick me all day long. I'm like, this is like someone.
People are like,
farting
you
in my
gross. I'm
face,
like,
but
I
it's
think
so
you
cute.
have to own the dog. It's like a child thing. Like you have to own the dog, and like that's my daughter.
Right. Yeah.
That's my daughter.
I birthed this little dog.
Yeah. It's only been what, 6 days, and we're just enamored.
Enamored with her. Yeah.
We love our other dogs too. I've been trying to give them more attention to.
I've been trying to talk to Reggie more because he's
And Alice, every time I see Alice, I'm like, oh, my kitty.
She doesn't talk to me anymore.
Yeah, Alice is.
Not because we got Penny, but just in general. I think she's too busy. She's got too much going on.
Well, no, she's definitely she does her own thing for sure, but she doesn't sleep with us anymore. But that's because of Penny. We've only had Penny like sleeping with us 4 nights now, 3 nights.
Yeah,
and so it's not like everybody's adjusted at all.
Yeah,
like barely adjusted. So Alice she comes by. Last night she came up and
yeah, she did a drive-by.
She did a drive-by, but then she sees Penny, and I think she just it's weird. Pets have like a stubborn mentality, I think.
Yep.
And so she's like, fuck this.
Right. There's no room for me in this king-size bed.
So I'm gonna fucking take it somewhere else. Like weaponize incompetence. Like, oh, there's no room here, so there's no room anywhere. Okay.
Yeah, I might as well just sleep outside.
Might as well just jump out this building. I haven't been able to see her this whole episode. We need to hurry up and get this over
We need
with.
to hurry up and.
But that's the end of the episode.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for next week. Reddit stories. And happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to FU.
New episodes out every Monday.
Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Flamingly Unfiltered for updates.
Now available.
Available.
Now available on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts.
Apple Pod.
Apple Pod.